Back with the Leather Legends of the Force Spotlight Deck opening. I did the Darth Maul one the other day, so if you are curious about what comes inside the Darth Maul deck, I'll link it down below, or you can just find the video right here on my page. But regardless, we're going to ask the same questions that we did in the Darth Maul one. Is this a deck that's worth picking up for you? Is this a deck that potentially it might be great for beginners, or maybe even if you are curious about this game, is this deck even worth your time? Let's get into it. You have 50 curated cards, 1 base, 1 leader, 3 double-sided tokens, 31 counters, and 1 booster pack. Note as well, the Darth Maul one does not come with any special editions of Darth Maul, neither does the Qui-Gon one. So you're not going to expect the hyperspace one like you typically would within pre-release kits or any other fashion. These are going to be your traditional bases and traditional leaders. Without further ado, let's open this up and see what we got inside. Now, I have not seen anything regarding these Spotlight decks. I've seen some of the cards via things such as Force Table, but I've never seen the cards themselves. So now let's get into the products. Okay, so here we have the cookie wrapping paper of Qui-Gon Jinn. Of course, we have your unlimited pack, and of course we have this right over here, which is your damage counters. So now let's get into this itself. Okay, we got the wrapping paper off and everything moved. We have your Qui-Gon Jinn leader. So Qui-Gon Jinn says, action, use the Force, lose your Force token. Return a friendly non-leader unit to its owner's hand. Play a non-black unit that costs less than the return unit for free. Okay, not bad. Of course, his epic action is pretty much going to be the exact same. He's a Force 7 when the unit completes an attack, so not bad either. Then you have Jedi Temple as your base. And of course, we have the Force token. And then here are your other 2 tokens. And then inside the base, or sorry, deck itself, we have Maz Kanata. We have Ahsoka Tano, which I really like, and Ahsoka Tano is a rare card, so it's kind of nice to see they're kind of throwing in some rares to the deck itself. We have Luke Skywalker. We have Luminous Beings, which is an event card. The Maul deck didn't have a lot of event cards, so it's kind of nice to see a little bit more events in here. We have Sneak Attack. We have the young boy, the chosen one, Anakin Skywalker. We have another Anakin Skywalker and another Anakin Skywalker. We have Refugee of the Path, which isn't bad. You know, Sentinel, 0/3, 1 cost, so not terrible either. We have 3 of those. We have Porgs. Now, I would love a whole Porg deck. I know that's not really going to be a feasible one, but, you know, it'd be kind of cool. Then we have another R2 card, which is kind of cool, because the only other R2 card, I believe, came in Spark of the Rebellion for the first set. Could be wrong. But we have an R2, 2, 2, 4. When played, you may discard a card from your hand, and if you do, search the top 3 cards of your deck for a card and draw it. Okay, not a terrible one either. And we have 2 of those. We have a Youngling. 1, 2, probably 3. Yep, 3 of those. We have Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is a starter deck exclusive one. So granted, if you ever see an SWO, that means a starter deck exclusive, meaning you can only get these particular cards within these type of starter decks. So Maul, Obi-Wan, not Obi-Wan, sorry, Qui-Gon. We also have Han and Boba Fett as well from starter decks that you can potentially get some exclusive cards in, unless you're getting something called a Carbonite booster pack. Now, those packs typically have cards that have the starter deck exclusives in there, but if you can't find those, mainly you're going to look at these to get them. So just keep that in mind. If you want to complete your set, if you want to master your set, or if you want to just grow your collection, you need these to complete those type of cards. But regardless, again, Obi-Wan Kenobi, we have 3 of these. He's got Sentinel, 3/5 for 3, not bad. We have Maz Kanata, good old Maz. Then we have the Nubian Starship, 3, 2, 4. When played, draw a card. When defeated, discard a card from your hand. Okay, not terrible, not great. We have a Jedi Sentinel. We have some type of Togruta. I originally thought that was Ahsoka for a moment, but that one makes sense. 5/4 for 4, not terrible either. We have a couple of them. Then we have the Training Corvette 5/3/5. When played, give an experience token to each of up to 3 Force units. Not bad either. Then we have Qui-Gon's ship himself, 5/3/6. I'm glad we're seeing more ships in here. Then we got the Mantis Cal Kestis ship, 5 for 4, 6. And these are uniques, by the way. We have Depa Balaba, really cool to see her too. I feel like she doesn't get enough attention. 5, 7 for 6, another unique unit. We have a couple of her. We have Kelleran Beck. Again, I would love to see more of him. Give him a show. Give this guy a show. 7, 7, 7. Not bad. When players search the top 7 cards of your deck for a unit, reveal it and play it at a cost 3 less. Not bad either. We have a couple of him. Then we have the Tri-Droid, 7, 4, 7. A couple of them. Qui-Gon's lightsaber. We got Maul's lightsaber last time, so it only makes sense to have Qui-Gon's lightsaber here. A couple of those. Again, it's a unique equip, so that means you can only do 1. Then we have Impossible Escape for 1. And then Will of the Force for 4. And that is his deck. Go over this really quick. Again, we have Qui-Gon Jinn. We have your base, the Jedi Temple. We have 3 lightsabers. We have 2 Triad Suppressors. We have 2 Kelleran decks, sorry. We have 3 Qui-Gon ships, 2 Depa Balabas, 2 Stingers, 3 Jedi Sentinel, 2 Nubian Starships, 2 Training Corvettes, 3 Will of the Force, 2 Impossible Escape, 3 Obi-Wan, 2 Maz, 2 R2, 3 Porgs. We got 3 Younglings and 3 Refugee of the Path. We do have 1 more Maz Kanata. We have Luke Skywalker, Ahsoka Tano. We have 3 Anakin Skywalker, 1 Luminous Being, and 1 Sneak Attack for your deck profile. Comes the age-old question: is this deck worth your time and money, especially if you are considering into the game or maybe even just a new player entirely? And the answer isn't as simple in black and white as you typically would think. The reason why I say that is because it has a lot of valuable and viable cards inside the deck itself, but there would be a lot of things I would potentially change from this as well. Now, granted, you do get that 1 booster pack that theoretically could help you and maybe some additional deck construction, but my recommendation is if you are looking at this, maybe pick up a couple packs as well. There's a couple things I would change about this. Now, green is very energy, I guess you could say resource heavy and intensive when it comes down to the resource control mechanisms of the game. So that's something you definitely want to consider. Yellow is a little bit more tricky. You know, the trickery is the whole yellow scheme of things too. So building your deck around resources is pretty much going to be your name of the game here. That doesn't necessarily mean you can't use this at your tournaments, you can't use this at your local events, or even at your local game nights. But again, from some of the cards in here, I see maybe taking some out. For example, this one, not a bad card. When played, you know, you can create the Force. Fantastic. But this already creates the Force with you, right? So it feels like this is a redundant card. You could probably swap this out for something else. If you want to go with a green, if you want to go with a white or a yellow, doesn't matter. You can swap these type of cards out. And that's the only thing I would typically do, is saying wonderful for first timers, wonderful for the people who are getting into the game, great for the people who want to start collecting or maybe even just get a starter exclusive leader, or if you don't have the pre-release kit, go with one of these decks, right? Pre-release kits will get you a hyperspace or foil version of Qui-Gon Jinn. Now, granted, I don't even know if they're doing foils for pre-releases anymore. I know they used to for Spark of the Rebellion, and I believe the second set, I can't remember the name, but I believe they also did that for the Mando and Gideon one, but I could be wrong. But regardless, great intro deck, great cards. You have some viability in here too. It could definitely hold its own, but not as well as you think. Like Maul's too, and again, Qui-Gon's one of my favorite characters too, so for me, you know, this leader is great. It would be great though. The only complaint that I have is, I understand these are starter decks, and I understand the pre-release kits has maybe the hyperspace version of these too, but maybe make it a different art. Maybe make it something that's a little bit more exclusive, right? If you're going to add exclusive cards in here, and yes, this is an exclusive card, theoretically, make it different. For example, if I pick Qui-Gon out of a pre-release kit, right? It's going to have that exclusive hyperspace, right? Cool. Or whatever. Make him exclusive as well to these decks. Maybe add an additional, you know, different foil pattern or something. I don't know. That's just my only complaint. But otherwise, all in all, great deck, great leader, great base. If you love the light side, if you like Jedi, then you would really like this deck. And of course, it comes with a great tool like Qui-Gon lightsaber, On 3 for 1, I mean, great. I can't complain there. But, or sorry, 2 for 3-1. What am I saying? But anyway, great deck. Great opportunity to start building and growing your collection and getting into the game. And if you are new to the game, welcome. We're always so glad to have you. Again, if you are curious about the Darth Maul one, I will link it again down below in the description. So feel free to check out that video and see what's in the Maul deck.